That's so good.
Let's go, dude. Let's go, dude. I haven't heard that.
All right. Clear the table, grab the dice. Grizzly and Jesse are in the house. Welcome to Rolling Recklessly, where the battle lines meet the sky. May your crips be high, may your pain never dry, and your rolls be ever reckless.
Before you can make it to the hero phase, sometimes you have to survive the baby phase. And in that baby phase, nobody has priority. Your command points are gone, and just when you think you have the battle plan figured out, somebody starts screaming. Welcome back to Rolling Recklessly, the Age of Sigmar podcast where games are competitive, the community comes first, and apparently the most important rule you can make successfully is transferring a sleeping baby into a crib. I'm your host, Grizzly, and joining me as always is my co-host, my fellow Warhammer dad, Scarecrow Poe.
What's up, guys? Scarecrow's back.
How you doing, man? Happy to have you back, man. I really missed you on that one.
Love you, man. Good to be back. What an appropriate episode, too.
Yeah. And with us today, we've got one of our friends, a buddy who's been playing Warhammer now with us for a little bit now. He's our residential destruction player. Welcome to the show, Tanner.
Thank you.
So, all three of us are fathers, but we're approaching Dadhammer from very different places. Tanner's learning Age of Sigmar and building big Waaagh while raising a baby who is less than a year old. Jesse has several kids, including baby James, who is barely a year old. And so he's currently balancing multiple stages of fatherhood at the same time. And then there's me. Raki turns 11 in October, which means that it's been a long time since we've been living through the baby phase. So I've been sent back from the future to tell these guys that the children eventually sleep, but the responsibilities never really disappear. They just get different rules. Today, we're talking about Dadhammer. What happens when the mortal realms collide with fatherhood? How do you find time to build, paint, and play when your schedule no longer belongs entirely to you? How does a baby change expectations for the hobby? And is it possible to protect a little time for yourself without feeling too guilty about it? And what happens when those babies eventually become old enough to pick up the dice themselves? We're not presenting ourselves as parenting experts because that would be incredibly reckless, even for this show.
For sure.
We're just three fathers talking honestly about our experiences, what has worked, what hasn't, and what we've given up on, and what we do to stay connected to the community and the people that we love. But before we get into all of that, we're going to start the way we always do. We'll talk about the games that we played, what we've been building, painting, whatever we've been working on This Week in Sigmar. After that, Tanner's going to officially enter the mortal realms. We'll hear how he discovered Age of Sigmar, why he chose Big Waaagh, and what it's been like learning the game, raising a brand new baby. And then we'll move from the baby phase to the hero phase, and we'll find out whether any of us actually discovered the secret to balancing Warhammer and fatherhood. Jesse, you think you figured it out yet?
No, but I'm definitely a prototype for trying to figure it out.
That's the best way to put it. I love it.
Somebody's got to break the mold. Somebody's got to set the template.
Yeah.
And here I am. I'm showing that you can have time for your family as a father, as a husband or boyfriend or wife. You can have time to enjoy this really time-consuming hobby while maintaining a healthy, family versus gameplay life. And it's just rewarding to bring our kids up, and they're seeing models throughout their whole phase of life. They're like, my dad really likes Warhammer, and I know that eventually one of them is just going to be like, well, I want to play. I want my own army.
I think 100% you're right. I know Raki's growing. There's some models that we have. I've played tournaments with. He's painted. I've had him and my nephew paint some dryads.
That's awesome.
And it's just I know, it looks silly and it looks goofy, especially I'm playing this in my, hyper-competitive army and my best, favorite list, Yeah. And it's just did you paint your army? I was I painted most of it. My son and my nephew painted these ones, and they're super sick. They stand out, you know what I mean? But I based them, and they look really nice. So it looks really, really cool. I love it, you know what I mean? Being a dad in, Warhammer is, it's a crazy thing, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially trying to balance all of it with this. How about you, Tanner? What was a first, major error that you had being a dad in Warhammer?
letting my son get a hold of Gobsprack, you know.
Gork
and
bro.
Gork and Mork were not happy with me, man. Yeah, he broke off a piece of his tail, had to re-glue that on, you know, so,
yeah.
That was definitely my first major tactical error.
There's just something so grabbable about Warhammer models. Like, if you put them in front of any child, they're going to just immediately want to snatch that thing up. It's like a treasure.
He tried to eat one of my art boys too, you know.
I'm a grown man, and like the second someone's like, "Oh, I have this model I painted," the first thing is like, "Can I grab it?"
Yeah,
like, it's literally the first. Can I pick it up?
You have to fight the urge not to just grab it immediately.
Yeah, it does. I have to like stop myself, and it's like, "Oh, can I pick this up?" Because I can understand like, don't touch that.
You know,
very fragile. Please don't break my shit.
Would Genova being 9 months old, you know, I was talking to Casey and she brought up like, man, when she was still in the womb, like when Allie was pregnant, she was always at Warhammer with me and you.
Yeah.
She was always listening to Warhammer, and then she's born. We're playing in the Reckless room. We're passing the baby back and forth in between phases. She's falling asleep in the stroller nearby. Like, she's just always hearing Warhammer. She's hearing dice rolling. She's hearing people argue about rules. She's hearing her dad demand, "Let me see that rule.
Yeah, let me see that.
Show me that. Where does it say that?"
You have your app? Yeah. Pull it up for me. I just want to check it. I believe you. Let me see it.
Yeah. She's like, "Warhammer turns my dad into an auditor."
You're like, my dad can barely count. But all of a sudden, when these models get on the table, numbers and big brains start coming out.
You know, I love one of my favorite like aspect of Dadhammer is when you finally get the home set up. And you're like, okay, I can finally play the game and be comfortable.
100%. I'm with you that 100%.
And the kids have their toys and things that make them comfortable. And yeah, so it's just an exciting like thing having to like balance. Oh no, the baby's crying. Let me get the baby. Just hold on. Don't roll that out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It is man, that's perfect. I love that. So grab your dice, check the baby monitor, and try not to step on any plastic in the dark. Because this is from the baby phase to the hero phase. Dadhammer. So let's get reckless. Gentlemen, before we get into Tanner's journey and the realities of Dadhammer, let's talk about what we've actually been doing this week in the Mortal Realms and this week in Sigmar. Jesse, let's go ahead and start with you. What have you been painting, playing, building? What have you done lately?
Well, yeah, I've got quite a few games in. I played Griffin and his Destruction Army. He did, Squig Herd with Kragnos, and I got to play my Osiark Bone Reapers, and it was fortunate that Griffin also plays Osiark Bone Reapers, so he was just a wealth of knowledge and insight in the army. So, great game I had with him. On theme with the podcast, I'm playing in A Path to Glory over at Hobby Forge. Shouts out to Hobby Forge. I know you guys are...
shouts out Hobby Forge. I'm super hyped to get your new room.
Yeah, I know you guys getting a new space.
Forge.
Yeah, you guys getting a new space open. Hobby Forge is where me and Tanner met, so it's, a place near and dear to me. And I'm playing in their Path to Glory League, which is led by this guy named Chris. And I was actually playing his wife, Skylar, who is Lumineth Realm Lords. And they brought their baby to the game, and it was cute, just seeing a baby just getting passed around and sleeping through a game of Warhammer. Yeah. And I was like, man, I should have brought my baby. We could have, had a roll-off with them.
yeah.
But it was a super fun game. Path to Glory has these wild battle plans with these wild rules, and it makes the game so chaotic. And then your units are growing and gaining experience points and gaining abilities. Losing abilities, gaining things that are debuffs, but also getting things that are buffs. It's a really fun, RPG way to approach the game. So, if you want a different way to play the game, I know I've advocated for this in the past on the show, but get yourself into a Path to Glory campaign. Start a Path to Glory campaign with your friends. It's a really fun way to play the game. And if you don't do everything perfectly to the rules, it's okay, because it's this, chill fantasy, role-playing way to play the game. So... if you get the chance to play Path to Glory, go ahead and do that. But yeah, shouts out to Chris and Skylar over at Hobby Forge. You guys were great, and I can't wait to play Chris next. He's my next opponent, and I'm just glad to move on past this path, because in Path to Glory, you're the battle plan you are stuck on is beset by paths that intersect between players, and there's been some rough ones the last few weeks. So it's been fun to move past that. And then I'm thinking I got another. I played Allie and her daughter's a Kane, and that's always fun. She's still learning the army, and it's just so fun to just get some time to spend with your partner. In the evening, just playing out a game, learning out the new GHB. I don't know how the rest of our listeners are doing with the new GHB, the Scourge of Akshi, but it's taken me a little longer to unpack this thing. I think I might have to start getting scheduled like games with old Grizzler here.
Yeah, we gotta start working in our weekly games.
Yeah, and Tanner definitely on the weekends so that we can get sharp on this new GHB. I want to be competitive, and I want to make the kids proud.
Yeah, exactly.
What about you, Tanner? What have you been up to this week?
Not a whole lot, honestly. I haven't really got to play this week. I did go watch you play Josiah.
Yes.
Yesterday.
That was another game I got in, Josiah.
Yep, that was a good game to watch. And then I saw you and Robert or Grizzly get tabled.
Yeah, I did. I had a rough game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Griffin.
I'm happy you were there to see that.
Cities of Sigmar, yeah, right?
Yep, exactly. It was Friday Night Gamers Guild. That's like kind of our thing always, the nice thing about like when you live in Phoenix is, you've got Gamers Guild, and if you play Sigmar on Fridays, if you want to go get a game. I do know yesterday was like unusually busy.
Yes.
So like,
Slammed.
you know what I mean? Like there was a lot of like, I think 40K gets Saturday, so maybe there's like an RTT or something coming up. I'm not too sure, but they did have like a lot of stuff going on. And then yesterday, I did have plans to go do something else. Unfortunately, I had to kind of change those plans. And then Griffin reached out to me because I know all the House of Hobbies guys were going to Brad's house. That actually sounds like a fun event to go do. Is go to Brad and Kaylee's house.
Yeah, it's over on the west side, and that's what's great about Age of Sigmar is it's freaking far east valley to the far west valley.
Yeah, all the way. Exactly. I like that a lot. Yeah.
I know that Eric, our friend of the show, he's coming from Queen Creek, so there's a scene from like every north, south, east, west pole. I know that there's a scene up in my mom's town, up in Cornville, over there in Cottonwood and Jerome. They've got a club up there. They're playing war games. They're playing, 40K, Age of Sigmar, Conflict, things like this. So it's just cool that Arizona is just this hotbed for tabletop gaming, bro. Like, it feels like you don't have to travel far. It's really easy to connect with cool groups, like House of Hobbies and other groups that we've played with, the Strike Last Gaming guys, Athoria Games in Tempe, bro. These are all places that you can go. You can bring your baby in the stroller. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You can have your partner with you at the table.
Yep, it's like they're very like family oriented.
Absolutely,
you could definitely say there's a lot of it in like a lot of the game stores I go to. I've got a kid. You guys got kids. When you're going, it's gonna be one of those if I go, just there's a very big percentage. I'm gonna have a kid with me, very likely my lady. So when I'm doing things, if you want me to go and if I'm gonna go, very likely you should expect that as well.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Absolutely. It's a family setting. You know what I mean? Having your family with you to see you fail all your critical roles. There's no greater feeling. There's nothing more enriching. You know what I mean? There's nothing more than when your girl giggles over your shoulder because she sees you just absolutely bombed a 2-up save. So
yeah. So actually, speaking of that is yesterday, as you brought up when I was playing, I played Griffin. It was cool because, like I said, my plans kind of fell through for the day, and he specifically reached out to me on Discord, and he's like, "Hey man, I didn't see you were saying this. Do you want to play a game?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, nice, yeah, I'll play you." I played him. Me and Griffin, we've played quite a bit. He is actually a big part of my very first starting into Sigmar. I've been playing him literally since the beginning. Very, very, very good player. He's a big he plays a couple armies. He knew a lot of he's one of those kids who knows all the rules for all the factions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm still getting used to my army. I'm playing Seraphon, which is this was I think my third game.
Yep.
Especially as my third game of the GHB. It's my third game with Seraphon. He knew my rules like as well, if not better, than I did. You know what I mean?
I know.
There's a lot of times I was like, well, hold on, let me check this. And he was like, no, it's this. And very often he was right.
Wow. Yeah, he's just such a savant with the game. And you know what I like about him is he'll come down and meet you at your level too, you know. Every pre-game discussion with him, you know, he's like, you know, I have this where it's like dangerous, or, you know, I can bring this that's a little more chill. He's like, I know when I played him, he's like, I only played this list once before, so I don't know how well or how good it'll do. And I was like, okay, that's great. So, you know, yeah, appreciate having an opponent that can, you know, run the gamut, because sometimes you need to be like, I need to face something very hard. I need something very challenging.
Yeah.
And Griffin can bring it. He can bring it to the fullest extent.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're looking for like a top tier opponent, like playing against Griffin, he's up there.
Yeah, he's gonna get the noodle going. That's for sure.
Yeah, my toughest game was against you.
See?
When I got you. Your Seraphon, man, they took me out turn 1. My deployment was just not it.
Well, I think it's just for Seraphon when you deploy, you know. The game, I have a couple decisions, you know. Yeah. So in the very beginning, you have what's called hystericisms. I can pick one of these buffs in the very beginning of the game, right? And I'll get it from the beginning. One of them is +2 to movement.
Yeah.
So my guys are now, like, I have it built so that, like, majority of my units are moving between 14 and 16. And then they hit like a truck.
Yeah, it's far.
The one downside I'm really seeing with Seraphon, and I actually talked this over with Griffin a little bit, was they just don't have rend. Everything is rend 1 unless it has like a weapons buff. You know what I mean? So it's like maybe infantry +1 rend, or monster +1 rend, or something like that. You know what I mean? And they just don't really get rend. So it's like against armies like say Stormcast, or when I was playing Griffin, his cavalry is saving on 3s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's like the majority of his army. And he's saving on 3s, so it's like I'm getting him to 4.
Yeah.
And then if you all out defenses, he's still saving on 3s.
Yeah.
And it's like a really imposing problem to kind of deal with. And Seraphon, their thing is like they're coming in and they're sending a lot of attacks that are really strong your way, but they don't have a lot of rend, and if you block them, you know, it is pretty easy to block. So that's kind of how you solve them.
And now they're just hanging out.
Yes. Well, and then they don't have a save. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They save on 4s and 5s.
Yeah.
So one or 2 rend and they're done.
Yeah.
The biggest thing I felt like, if I all out attacked, like, oh, now my save went from a 4 to a 5. Okay, now you have 2 rend. It just goes through.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So what you're telling me is you need a Bastiladon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to get one of like the big dinosaurs. You know what I mean? I have the Carnosaur, I have the Slan, I have Croak. I need another big dinosaur. I think you're right.
The Bastiladon. Yeah. I know when I lose a game, I'm like, I need another model. That's the issue.
That was the first thing I thought in my mind was like, I did good. So we did really good, especially considering what the, like my 3rd game in the new GHB, and the new GHB is like really weird.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of like weird battle plans, a lot of weird setups. There's like little games you're kind of like mini games you're playing. We almost picked the one where you have to move the treasures back and forth.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to do that one. Like, we can. I don't want to. And he's like, cool, I don't want to do that one either. So we like got another one. We did one where it's just like the underdog can turn off a set of objectives. You know what I mean?
We did that one.
Yeah.
So it's like, the underdog can pick which ones are turned off.
Yeah.
So we did that, and I actually did really good. I got to 25, and then he tabled me. We were going when we were playing. I'll be honest. There was one point. I was making charges, and I could dictate like where these Agrodon Lancers were going to go, and my cavalry was going to go. Or I mean the big dinosaur.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm just going to full send it into the Cog Fort. I did have I could have picked these other guys who wouldn't killed them. Actually scored my tactic, but I just had kind of more of a time constraint. And it's one of those, I'm trying to see like what my worst rolls and like what my models actually do. You know what I mean? How they perform under pressure. This is a game where it's like, we're not playing like competitively, you know, like we're not in a tournament.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like this game like really doesn't mean anything.
Right.
So it's one of those like, this is for the time for me to kind of go and learn this stuff.
Yeah, be more relaxed about it. Yeah.
So definitely like I could call it a misplay. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like I said, but at the same time, I was kind of trying to press the time. I did have Casey kind of waiting for me.
Mm-hmm.
The nice thing was, We had kind of Gamers Guild popping off. Like, I know, like, usually the House of Hobbies guys are there to kind of hold it down, and unfortunately, you know, none of them could make it. I know a lot of them did go to Brad's and Kaylee's house, which very dope that they set that up. Congratulations to Brad and Kaylee for, like, getting their house. And that, to be honest, that looks like so much fun. I can't wait to go.
To have a Sigmar hang at your house with a bunch of your friends, like, that is just the dream, right?
Yeah, and it looks like they had, like, a really good turnout. A good amount of people showing up, playing Sigmar, which super, super dope. It sounds like they have, like, some kind of ranch or something, which is crazy.
Sigmar Ranch.
Yeah,
That
they sure
would be
do.
sick.
Dude, it is so sick. So it's like, oh, dude, it's very hype for you guys. So
The
it's like,
potential
I
is
can see
limitless.
why going out there is just super, super far. You know what I mean, for where I'm at. And,
But we drove super, super far to play in a barn in Scottsdale.
we sure did.
Right?
It's literally the same, like, distance.
So going to a friend's nice air-conditioned house, it's a much better trade-off.
Actually, I think you're 100% right, and that's kind of what we need to do is get in with those guys.
But yeah, I'm glad that we were able to hold down Age of Sigmar and still represent for Age of Sigmar on Friday night at Gamers Guild. You know what I mean? There's so many tables that get reserved for our hobby, and we don't want it to look like, oh, nobody's coming to play this. This thing is dead. So yeah, it was nice. I had a game going with Josiah. Me and him are learning the new GHB at a slow pace. We're messing up turn 1. we're failing our rolls turn 1. It's been a pleasure, like, just playing with Josiah and learning this GHB. Every week, you know, we're just, like, you know, playing a slower paced game, playing a friendlier game. Josiah has just grown so much as a player, so shout out to you, Josiah, if you're listening. I think you're in a good place with your Skaven and your Skaven list. I think we're a few games away from you just being unbeatable, unstoppable, and then you'll be ready for an RTT. But, yeah, you know, it's been fun, like, developing this big Sigmar family of all of these regular players. We're all chatting with each other, you know, checking up on one another, improving each other's lists. You know, we're getting to know one another's personal lives and partners and children, and it's just a unifying feeling when we have this hobby at the center of all this, like, family and brotherhood and friendship. It's such a rewarding feeling.
Agreed. Like, it's nice to have, like, this big community, you know, that we can kind of, like, join up and meet up in. Because I know, like, for me, you know, I'm just kind of, like, to myself as just, like, a person for the most part.
Yeah.
So it's nice when you can go and, like, find like-minded people to do this like-minded hobby that we can, you know, all, you know, like, spaz out about, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're all clearly obsessed with this thing, and it's not going to end. And our hunger only grows. And Games Workshop knows how to keep us fed and keep things coming. So, yeah, I don't see it slowing down on the horizon. What about you, Tanner? Have you been, I know, like, when we first started playing, you were kind of like, all right, I know a little bit about the original handbook. Can you teach me about Scourge of Iran? And I'm like, man, this thing's about to end, but I'll teach you what I know. And now we're in the Scourge of Akshi. How are you feeling, man? Like, going into this game as a father of some little ones, and also trying to carve out some time. You recently got your CDL. Congratulations on that.
Congratulations to that, man.
Big on that.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So we know that's a time-consuming, you know, employment.
Yep.
So how are you liking the new GHB? How are you liking your Warhammer journey?
So, when I originally started, you know, I started from 2024 to 2025 GHB.
Okay.
And which was the one before Scourge of Iran.
Right, where you could pick 2 tactics. Yeah.
See, my destruction tactics were hard to win.
I can see that.
As my army is for Big Waaagh, the Army of Renown. And then I tried Scourge of Iran. I quit for like a year. Then I came back. I'm so happy I came back to, you know. Scourge of Iran, I really like the maps, like
the battle plans.
Battle plans.
They had really, really good battle plans. I agree.
Their battle tactics suck, but you know,
yeah.
they did. They at least for me, you know, I felt like I could never complete a battle tactic.
Yeah, but Horde armies loved those Scourge of Iran maps.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were big. They were spread out.
I really liked their battle plans. So Scourge of Iran, I thought was like very, very well done. It was easy. You know, I talked to Zach, and Zach was telling me, he's like, the battle plans were all really good, right? They're all really fun. The big thing about Scourge of Iran is they didn't really make you change the way you built your list or played, right?
Yeah.
Like you built your you knew you could score these tactics. Cool, I'm gonna play these lists and I'm gonna do this. With the battle plans, it doesn't matter. With these new battle plans in Scourge of Waaagh, like there's certain tactics that's just super easy to score. You know what I mean?
I think the battle tactics on Scourge of Waaagh are a lot simpler and easier to complete than the ones from Scourge of Iran.
Okay.
Really? That's crazy. To me, I feel the opposite.
Yeah.
I feel the
And
tactics
I felt like,
are a lot easier to score.
like the battle plans are not as neat as the ones from Scourge of Iran.
That I can 100% agree with.
Yeah.
The battle plans are, there's like two that are, it's like 50%, like you own 50% like the land and I own 50% of the land. All of the rest are like this crazy.
I feel like these tactics with Scourge of Waaagh I've read over and over and over again, and I'm still like, wait, what am I supposed to do?
These new tactics, man, I think they're really hard to score, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, you really have to put thought into it. When you're making, like, a list, you know, now, like, even before when I was trying to, like, to be good at this game, you know, that was the one thing I was like, I need to build my list around scoring my tactics. And in this new GHB, if you're trying to score them, you have to build your list into scoring them. That and some of them, like, if there's nobody there, like, it's hard for you to score. So it's one of those, like, even when I was playing in my last game against Griffin, you know, he did table me at the bottom of my turn 2, but because of the tactics he had, he couldn't score any more tactics.
Wow.
Yeah.
He locked you out, huh?
Yeah, well, I locked him out, like, because he couldn't kill anything. So it's like, and that was like his tactic. So it's like
suffering from success.
Yeah, it was like, oh man, like that's rough. So I do, I agree. I think the tactics are really, really hard in this new season, and the battle plans make them even harder. I will say some of the battle plans seem to favor some of the tactics better. Does that make sense?
Sure, I agree. I can agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, but so you know, now that you've kind of told us your experience on the new Scourge of Waaagh, the new the GHB, you know, you only had what, the one game? Was that the one that me and you played?
No, I've had 3 or 4 games.
Of the new Scourge of Waaagh one?
Yep.
Oh, nice, man. Then you played more games than I have.
With Jesse.
Nice, very nice, bro. Very nice.
3 games together?
Yeah, all in the new GHB.
Yeah. And then 1 with you, so 4.
Nice. All right. So we're about the same then, actually.
Yeah.
You know, so aside from the new GHB, you know, everybody when they go into like Warhammer, they have like a different way that they got started and got into this. You know, now that we've had time to sit here and chit chat and talk and bullshit, you know, how did you get into Warhammer? Because you definitely, you know, you have like a different background than majority of the Warhammer players I know.
Yeah. So you know, I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. And there is, from what I know, there's not a big Warhammer scene out there. I grew up playing with army men, you know, so I was always kind of into little plastic models. And I moved out here, and I went to Tabletop Wargamers.
In Avondale?
Yeah, Goodyear.
Okay, yeah. Okay, nice.
And I played Victor. He was my very first opponent ever, and he taught me how to play, and he even brought some models for me to play with. So, and they were orcs too, and you know, he was Stormcast. And Victor, if you've ever heard of him, he's a very good Stormcast player.
I know he's a very adept player. I don't know him in person. I haven't met him yet, but I do know he's very good at the game.
Yep, and I played him again at the GT that I went to at the very beginning of Scourge of Iran.
Nice.
Got tabled.
You played in a GT before?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep. I played in 2 RTTs and 1 GT.
Yeah, nice. So that's like your competitive like Warhammer experience? Yeah. Because you've played in 1 GTT, 2 RTTs. Nice. Yep. Very nice, man. So when did you start playing Sigmar?
2023. The very end of 23.
Okay, so you've been playing what? Almost like 3 years? Yeah. Very nice, very nice. And then
took a year off.
Yeah. Okay, fair. So. Yeah. And then we, you know, me and Jesse always talk. We talk about you. You know, you are a residential destruction like guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we need more destruction in our meta. So it's nice that we have you to play. Come through. You play Big Waaagh.
It's hard to find destruction players. I think the only ones that you'll really find around here, you won't see. You'll see some Ironjawz players maybe, but you'll mainly see like Ogre Maw tribes. I feel like that's about it.
I see ogres. You see gits. I've seen probably mostly gits is what I've seen for destruction. I've seen some Ironjawz. I know a lot of the House of Hobbies guys like to play Ironjawz.
Jed is probably the best Ironjawz player I've ever played against.
Yeah, Jed is probably the best player you've ever played against. Yeah, I've played against probably the same. He's very, very good. We played it's cool because we've gotten to play against a lot of like really cool people now and really, really good people. And I'll say we've done 3 GTTs now, right? I haven't done any RTTs, but we've done 3 GTs. I've done 3 GTs, and they were all very like high level, and they were all very good. And you're all playing against very, very good people. And Jed, he was my introduction to. Welcome to the Thunderdome, bitch.
Yeah, he hosted an RTT at Gamers Guild, if I'm not mistaken, and it was at the time when I had like 3,000 points worth of Kruleboyz, so I played Kruleboyz for like the first time ever, and I got my shit rocked.
Yeah, that's generally what happens from everyone I know as far as like their first GT or RTT is. Yeah, you go in and you get your ass whooped.
Yep.
Like I've done like you do anything, you know. I come from a martial arts background. And like, you know, when you first start training in martial arts, the first 6 months is literally you just going in every day, right? You go in for an hour or two until you get better, then you go in 3 or 4 hours. But for the first 6 months, it's literally just you getting your ass beat. And then finally,
sounds about right.
Finally, one day, bro, you don't get your ass beat super bad, you know. You're starting to like make some connections. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, I hit this 7-inch charge. Hey man, I finally got that spinning back kick on you. Like, oh, I got you to feint. Like, I got you to bite on this feint, and now things start kind of clicking. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's this is definitely the same thing. You know what I mean? Like reps make everything.
I remember at the GT I went 4-1, so I lost 4 and won once.
1 and 4.
Yeah.
1 and 4.
1 and 4. Yeah. 1 and 4. Not 4 and 1.
When you said 4 and 1, I was like, holy shit, man. And, that's really good.
Yeah, I beat Slaves of Darkness with what is it? Be'lakor?
Be'lakor,
Yeah, I beat Be'lakor.
Nice.
That's gotta feel good.
Yeah, that felt really good. It was the last game I played too, so you know I was happy. I was like, at least I won 1 and you know didn't lose all 5. Yeah. So
that's always my goal going into like competitive GT. I was like, I just want to experience victory once.
That's my
say I did it.
Yeah.
It's been nice. We've like the last 2 GTs I've gotten the first game W. You know what I mean?
You're like, I get to experience it right away.
Cool. Now I can quit. I don't care. I can quit. Yeah. You know, I got what I needed. No.
I get it.
But it's super nice. I like that. So what's been your favorite like competitive experience?
I would like to say honestly, at the GT, that was one of my favorite like tournaments that I've been to out of the 3 I've been to. The RTTs were cool, but at the GT for me, you know, I really started to learn my army very well, and the gears started grinding.
Nice.
I started to understand, you know.
Yeah, I feel like because man, especially on a GT, you're playing 5 games, right?
Yep.
So you're learning. You know what I mean? Like, I think after 5 games, man, you know your army.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? 100%. Especially 5 GT tournament games.
Yeah.
That's you know your army now.
Yep. And I even played what was the army the Savage Orcs?
Oh, the Savage Orcs, yeah.
Yeah. I got to play them. I lost to them. So you know that is cool to see how they played. It's kind of sad that they got rid of them. I thought they were.
Oh, you're talking. Oh. Sorry, bro. You're talking about.
Dumping moment.
I think it's Bone Splitters.
Bone Splitters, yeah.
Yes,
man.
it's the other orcs.
Yep.
Yeah, and then when you that's the one that they sunset at the beginning of the edition.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, which kind of. You know, it takes away almost from you because you're a Big Waaagh player. Speaking of which, what like drew you to Big Waaagh? Like, why are you playing orcs?
So I really love orcs in general. I just, Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
the orcs in there. All orcs, I think, are just sick. Just they're dumb, they're scrappy. They like to get crumping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They like to get right in the fight.
Yeah.
And what I really liked about Big Waaagh is I could combine Kruleboyz and Ironjawz. I can't get myself to pick one or the other.
Right, you like both.
I like the monsters and I like the shooting, but I also like the big brutes, and the orc
The Ard Boys.
Yeah, the Ard Boys, the shields,
Yeah.
I like the Ard Boys a lot. I think out of the Destruction armies, the Ironjawz is probably one of the cooler ones in my opinion. I myself have squigs. I really like, Gits. My girlfriend Casey, she got that Git Mob box that came with all the wolves.
Yeah.
So I've got a ton of wolves too. But the squigs for Destruction have been kind of my thing. So I think Ironjawz, though, are probably the coolest. You know what I mean? They seem like they have the funnest mechanic. Run up, fight, smash.
I feel like we see them all the time at GTs, at RTs.
Yeah.
Ironjawz, or Kruleboyz. People love orcs, bro.
Yeah. We played...
They're so important in a fantasy setting to have orcs.
Agreed. It's like not having elves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need to have orcs. There's orcs, there's elves, there's dwarves, there's humans.
Yeah.
That's the start.
Fantasy 101. Yeah.
If you want to play fantasy, those are the 4 starting races. Anywhere else you work from, it's like you're branching off of there, and that's cool. But that's the beginning, right?
Yes.
And orcs makes up a big chunk of that, and that's kind of like what drew you to them. That's why you played the army.
Yep.
What was your first model that drew you to the army?
The Breaker Boss on the Troggeth.
Nice. The Breaker Boss on the Troggeth. Yeah.
That was my first model I ever bought.
And I've seen you have that on every game we've ever played. He was in the list.
Yeah, I think
he may not do
I think
very
we played twice, and I think you played him both times. Oh, yeah. Nice. No, I feel you. When you have a model you like, even if it's not great, man, you're just like
terrible.
Fuck, I'm gonna play it, bro. I don't care.
So bad.
Yeah, for sure.
that's kind of how I feel about the Carnosaur right now. I love the Carnosaur, one of my favorite models. When it hits, it hits.
That's exactly how he is. When he hits, he hits.
If you look at him the wrong way, though, he dies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
12 health.
Hey, don't be breathing so hard over here, bro. This guy's he's fragile. And it's I feel he's kind of the same way, right? Like the Breaker Boss.
Yeah.
I don't think when we've played twice now, I don't think I've gotten to see him do anything. I think each time I got to go in and one-shot him. You know what I mean? Because I knew he was going to fuck me up if I didn't hit him. So I sent everything in and he died.
Yeah. If anything, he's a big distraction card effects because you're like, I need to solve this before it gets into me.
Exactly. I 100% agree. I think that's a good point.
Yeah, he looks big and bad and scary, which he is, but he either whiffs or he gets shot off the board right away. So.
Yeah.
So,
suffering from monster syndrome.
Yeah. Well, you have a lot of great choices, especially you play Big Waaagh, so you play both, Between the two sides, which one is more, which one draws you more?
I hate to say it, but Ironjawz.
It's Ironjawz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're my hitters.
Yeah, they are. They're like
they may
the
not
hammers.
look like it, but they are.
They're the hammers.
Yep.
They're your anvil.
Big hawks.
Yep.
You mainly just run with monsters from Kruleboyz?
Yep.
Yeah, you do run all Kruleboyz monsters, and then you run all Ironjawz and everybody else.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, very sick. That makes sense.
So.
Very nice. What was Why did you go Kruleboyz as well? What stopped you from just going all in on Ironjawz, or what was your first box?
They don't have any cool monsters, My first box that I ever got, besides my Breaker Boss on my troll, was the start collecting technically a spearhead of the Ironjawz, which was
Was it the Vanguard box? So before they had Spearhead boxes, because Spearhead came out in 4th
had
edition?
the 3 Gorgruntas, the Warchainta, and the 10 Ard Boys.
That's not a bad box.
Yeah.
It's good value.
Yeah. Because It was $120, I think, at the time when I got it.
Okay, so they might have been just the Spearhead box.
Yeah, I think.
Isn't that before they refreshed the Ard
Yes,
Boys
it was
though?
before they refreshed the Ard Boys.
So
Yeah.
it was probably the Vanguard box then, yeah.
Yeah,
So after 4th edition came out, like, they introduced the game Spearhead, you know? That's why you'll see some of the Spearheads are like a weird build. You're like, these models don't really work together. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what you were doing. You're like, oh, it's because you guys already had this box and you were remarketing this as Spearhead now, and these fit this way. You know, it's almost like what they did with Combat Patrol.
And in 3rd edition, they had like these start collecting boxes, which was just like, you know, a few heroes or a hero and a couple ground units.
If you were lucky, yeah.
Yeah.
I think what the Corn one came with quite a bit, but it seemed like none of the other ones did.
See, honestly, the box at the time was really worth it because my orcs on the boars, like the
Gorgruntas.
Yeah, the Gorgruntas, yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, very
And
sick. Models.
They're $90 by themselves.
Yes.
And you can
Expensive.
only buy them online. So
Yeah.
you know, it's really worth it if you can find a box.
Yeah, agreed.
So
And that was your Ironjawz box?
yep, my very first one, yeah.
What got you into like the Kruleboyz part? Why did you get that?
I don't know, I just saw the monsters, man, and you know, Snatch a Boss is super sick. Gobsprak is badass.
Definitely.
Gobsprak is all around a great model. He looks cool. He does well against he's anti-wizard.
Yeah,
so.
definitely. He's the anti-magic is
And
painful.
the update they just did on him, it's crazy. He gets 3d6. for
3d6
any
and Unbind is insane.
Yeah, and then you deal mortals on
Deal
it, right?
mortals,
Between
yeah.
the difference.
You know,
The
That
Mortal
seems
Unbind. Oh
crazy.
my goodness. Broken.
Nice, man, nice. So, like, when you first started, where did you started at Tabletop Wargamers? You said, yeah.
Yep, I went there for like 2 games, and then I went to.
Was there somebody there? Did they have like an ambassador or somebody there was like to teach you, or?
No, it was just Victor. I met him through the Discord because I stopped in their shop one day. I was like, "What is this place?" You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought my very first model, and then I went and joined their Discord and hit Victor up, and then I went to Imperial Outpost.
Imperial
That's
Outpost.
where I
love
did
Imperial
all my
Outpost.
games.
Really?
Rest in
Yep.
peace. We were playing there.
Yeah. I played a
I was
lot
playing
of
with
D&D there.
David. I played with David.
You were playing with David there?
He was my
Me and
first
Robert played
coach.
there all
Yep.
the time.
Yeah.
We were probably there.
And now that you've been to my house, you see why it's right
Yeah.
there. Yeah, yeah. It was
I
right
love
by where it was.
I miss it, man.
Yeah, I do miss Imperial Outpost. It was a super
Hobby
sick
Forge reminds me a lot of Imperial Outpost. That's why I go to Hobby Forge.
You know, it does kind of give a lot of very much of the similar vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, I like Gamers Guild. I like that it usually has so much space, you know. But at the same time, man, it gets so busy in there. You know, like yesterday was one of those prime examples where it's like, there's tables there reserved for war, like for Sigmar. And even then, like, people were getting those taken. You know, I will say, though, it's like 30, 40 tables. Gotta be.
Once you reach that size and scope, it's hard to not feel commercial.
It does feel much more commercial, and Hobby Forge is really good about, like, they feel like a friendly, like,
Local gaming store, like a small mom and pop.
yep,
Yes.
yeah, and you know, Imperial really had like that vibe to
Oh,
it.
Yes.
in my opinion.
100%.
That was like
100%.
that was like the one thing where it's like, it's like frustrating almost, you know, because I played a lot of like D&D there. You know, I bought a lot of my Warhammer stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bit of a premium if you bought Warhammer through them.
Yes, there was.
Yeah, because you got the 20% off like discount card. You know.
Yeah, if you spent so much,
Yep,
yeah. But
But they would hit you on the head on the way up to that 20%, bro.
Oh, 100%.
They were at
Sure would.
least 15 to 30% over MSRP.
Yeah, and what's crazy is they were still selling Warhammer. You know what I mean? I'll be honest, there was a certain point, because I grew up playing a little bit of Warhammer. Like, I had friends play 40K. I've always been into, like, D&D and Magic and Pokemon. So I've always been around, like, the hobby. You know, and even back then, like, everybody was buying their Warhammer from Imperial Outpost.
Yeah.
You know, everybody was like, oh, if you want to play Warhammer, you go to Imperial Outpost. Even before they recommended, like, the Warhammer stores.
They had such a nice selection, and the way it was all laid out was just perfect, man. Like,
Yeah, agreed. I liked their room, their playroom.
Yeah.
The playroom
really,
was
really
sick.
sick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was a nice long, corridor of tables on both sides, and it always seemed like there was activity going on activity in the hobby room that was next door too.
Yeah, that they had like a little like painting selection where they had like the microscope, like not the microscopes, but you know like a glass that zoomed in. What is that thing called? A magnifying glass.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they had like a light, they had like legit painting setups where you could sit there if like.
I'm sure it was a second home to a lot of people.
Oh, I know for a fact it was. When we were real big at J&J, there was some of those kids that would go and play there, and I would see them at Imperial Outpost before J&J, and like that was what they did. And they're like, oh, like this one kid, he's like, I come here and I paint. Me and my mom come in here and we paint. Yeah. For hours every week. So it's like, oh, that's crazy. It's crazy. It's gone. It sucks.
Yeah.
Shout out Imperial Outpost, man. Very dope story.
Those were the days, man.
Yeah. You will be missed. That is for sure. So now that we've talked,
it's crazy. This hobby connected us long before we knew it.
We knew it, yeah.
Yeah, because we all went there. Because we didn't know you when you went to Imperial. Obviously, and it's like I said, it's right by my house. We were there frequently. I remember going there as like a teenager.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it was around for a while.
I used to live in that neighborhood that's like right there. So me and my friends would go be miscreants up by that liquor store over there. Yeah. So there was a lot of that. But so now everyone knows how who you are, how you got here, and how you arrived. Let's get to the heart of today's episode. And what happens when the mortal realms meet bottles, diapers, sleepless nights. Let's talk Dadhammer. Fatherhood changes almost every part of your life. Your priorities, your schedule, your relationships, and your definition of a full night of sleep. It also changes the way you experience your hobbies. Warhammer might still be important to you, but the time you used to spend building, painting, playing, or hanging out at the game store no longer belong entirely to you. A spontaneous game becomes a scheduled event, and a full tournament weekend becomes a family logistical operation.
Yeah.
Sometimes painting one model feels like a major victory. The three of us are going into this conversation from different phases. Tanner's learning Age of Sigmar while raising a baby under 1 and another baby just over 1, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Jesse, you've got 4 kids now. You have a teenager. You've got one of every age bracket. You know what I mean? So you've gotten experience every end of it.
For sure, yeah. From fighting off the toddler, from getting your models, to having the teenager who is showing interest, to having another teenager who I'm forcing to watch. So
you will like my war dollies.
So it's just fun to see how they each interact with it and have a personality about it. They know I'm a Warhammer guy and I'm a Warhammer dad. Whenever they see Warhammer, they're like, "Hey, Dad, look, Warhammer."
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I could tell my son, it's one of those, I don't even play 40K, but he sees a Space Marine, and he's like, look.
Yeah, look, it's Warhammer.
It's your thing, Dad.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and if I tell everyone's like, all right, guys, I'm going to go play Warhammer, they know, we're not going to see Dad for 5 hours.
Yeah. Hey, if I come and see him, I'm going to, it's going to be, he's focused. He's doing his thing.
Yeah. But then it also fills your heart with joy when the kids say, well, I want to come. I want to watch.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Can I see? Can I watch you play? Yeah. You're like, I would love that.
Yeah, especially when they're like, can I roll the dice? And you're like, actually, look. Here's these Kurnoth hunters with swords. I just landed this charge.
Yeah.
Roll these 25 dice for me.
Yeah.
I just need you to get, actually we're going to call out attack. 2 up.
Yeah.
And every 6 just goes through.
And I don't know what it is about just seeing a bunch of dice hit a dice tray or scatter across the top of a battle map. Whether you're a small child, a teenager, or a grown man, that just feels good. It looks good. It's just, I don't know why,
you get
society deemed seeing dice roll just triggers something in humanity.
You roll dice and you're like, here, take my money. It's the Fry meme,
Yeah.
Shut up and take my money. No, I'm rolling dice. Yeah.
People who go out and buy shit when they're when they're depressed, it's called retail therapy. I think I have dice therapy. You know what I mean? I love hearing all those dice just hit that dice tray.
The clank.
I like pulling out the many misses when I should have hit. You know what I mean?
I don't. I really don't.
It's always a sad moment. What are you talking
You're
about?
like, I just need to hit one of these wards and I'll survive.
Yeah.
There it is. There's the one.
You know, the ones I like pulling are the ones where I should have died,
Yeah.
but I didn't.
Didn't.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, 6 up saves. Oh, look at that. I saved 5 of them. You're like, what?
No,
You're
no.
like, yeah. You're like, is he still alive? You're like,
Next activation,
yes.
you don't even know what to do with the unit. You're like, I'm not even supposed to be here.
Yeah. It's that, have you ever, what is it, like Clerks? Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
I'm not
Yeah.
supposed to be here today. Yeah.
That was my one Croxagore last night against Griffin's cavalry.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not even supposed to be here. I should be dead. So, Tanner, though, you're experiencing two different things simultaneously. You're raising a new baby while also learning Age of Sigmar and building your first army. I know you've been playing, you said, since like 2024. You took like some time off a little bit, you know? So, and doing that and raising, 2 kids, like, that's got to be, pretty difficult, yeah?
Yeah. Like, my son, he loves to try and eat my Warhammer models, So I gotta give him like one that I don't really care about too much because I don't use them in any of my armies. Swamp Call Shaman. And,
Wow.
so
You're like, this unit just went to Legends. Give it to the boy. Feed it to the gargoyle.
yeah, so he does like to play with my dice now. He just recently started to try and roll dice by himself.
Nice. Yeah, he sees his dad doing
Yeah.
it. He's like, I can do that. Yeah.
My sister's daughter, like my niece, she loves playing with dice. She knows when I'm playing Warhammer. She loves to like push little models across the table. She's 3 years old. I feel like once they get to a comprehensible age when you can tell them like, hey, this is important, don't break this. It's so much cuter, their interactions. But yeah, sometimes it feels like you're just playing like goalie. You're playing goalie, and your models are the net, and you're like, hey, don't go over there.
Yep.
Especially like when you're like hobbying, like unless you have like a full-time setup, which I used to at my old place, not here now. So when I'm like setting up to paint, like I'm setting up to paint. So if you walk away, and then you got your little guy or little girl coming over, and they're like, oh, my dad plays
Finger
with
paint.
Yeah.
Oh,
my dad plays with this toy. I'll see what he does. Yeah, and you're like, please, this
throw
thing
it
is-
against the wall.
this thing is so fragile. Please don't break it.
Yeah.
So it is. I like super fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I was pretty mad when he got a hold of my gobsprack. And,
Oh, he got the gobsprack. Yeah.
Ripped off the tail. Piece of the wing's missing. Just a little piece, but
Battle worn.
I was so sad.
He's
I was
battle
like,
worn.
no.
Yeah.
It's like, little Timmy, I warned you.
No, Dad. No,
What
Daddy,
did
no.
I tell you about my models?
Yeah.
Reminds me of like in the Lego movie President Business. The crackle.
No, Daddy, no.
You have to bust out the crazy glue. You got to bust out the super glue.
Yep.
These things are already fragile just from nature.
Yeah.
And then you put them in the destructive hands of a toddler, of a newborn.
Yeah.
It's just like they know. It's like they know. They're like, but is it durable, Dad? That's the question they ask. Is it durable?
No.
Like, we're gonna test it. We're gonna see if it is durable.
I remember.
I'm gonna let you know.
I remember I gave him the Swamp Call Shaman one time, and I turned around for a few minutes, and I forget what I was doing. Oh, I was washing dishes, and I turned around for a second, and the paint is gone off of the Swamp Call Shaman. I'm like,
That's
oh,
weird.
that looks odd. And I look at him, his mouth is full of paint. I'm like, no!
I did see a cute moment though. I saw your little boy sitting there playing with your dice and dice bag, and he was like putting the dice into the manifestation.
Yeah.
Like the little foot of Gork, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's cute. Like,
Aw.
little destruction baby, but is being like so careful right now.
Yeah, he's pretty careful now.
Yeah, I think all kids will eventually learn just from exposure, like, hey, this is Dad's special thing.
Yeah.
Be careful with it, you know what I'm saying? But like maybe your dad collected baseball cards or model cars and you always just when he wasn't looking he'd be like, let me go play with this real quick. Let me go. I was like, this signed Babe Ruth baseball, let me toss it around real quick. All right, now I'll go put it back. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's just something about dad's like coveted treasure. It just the sinful nature of our minds are like, I gotta touch it.
Well, it's one of those things you're like, I really know how to make my dad mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can go touch this and we can test the day.
He's like, son, you can have anything in this house. Everything is yours by right. Yeah. Just don't touch my Pez dispensers, please. These are dad's coveted Pez dispensers.
It's that Lion King meme where he's like, everything under the sun is yours except for that shadow over there. He's like, what's this in the shadow realm, Dad? He's like, that's my Warhammer collection. You do not fucking touch it.
The little kid's like, I walk in, the little kid's like laying next to the broken models. I'm like, he's like, what do I do, Uncle Jesse? And I'm like, run away. Run away, little Timmy. And never return. Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So now, Jesse, you've experienced, the baby phase more than once. Now that you're back in it with little Jeans, you know, how is experiencing like the baby phase again, like balancing it with the hobbying and gaming and everything? Like, does that rewrite the battle plan for you?
Check this out, dude. Gino has been listening to our games while in the womb. You know what I'm saying? She was born into a Warhammer universe. She was like her first weeks of life. She's like listening to us like master the Scourge of Gyran.
She's literally gonna be Bane, like as she gets older. Like, you lived in the shadows. I was born in it. Yeah,
like, you merely adopted the Order faction. I was born into it, molded by it,
molded by Sigmar's hammer.
He's like, I hadn't seen a 3-up since I was a man. I didn't see a 3-up till I was a man. You know what I mean? So it's definitely like it's just fun that I'm raising up my kid around Warhammer. Like Genova, from in the womb to being born to growing up her entire life, she'll have always known this like hobby that her dad is doing. Her beloved Uncle Robert is doing and Uncle Tanner. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's been so ingrained in her life and her upbringing. Like, she'll never know a time that I wasn't playing Warhammer. She'll never know a time that, like, I'm not having a bunch of models that I'm painting or taking up a bunch of space. Those are Dad's models. Be careful.
Don't touch those.
Don't touch those, So it's just such a beautiful thing, bro. And I just love it. I love having her as my companion. People are, like, going, oh, she's getting so big. Because, I'm having repeat games with people that I've been playing with for months now, for like close to a year now.
Yeah, and they're seeing her grow up.
They're seeing her grow. Yeah, at that age, you're constantly growing every few weeks, and it's just crazy, bro. Like, I love having Genova as my companion through this, bro. I love that she's like, she's almost synonymous with this hobby with me now, because she's always on the scene. She's live. She's my companion through it. She's like an eyewitness, she's an apostle.
Yeah.
She's going to write about how her dad was rolling nothing but 5-ups on the ward.
She ain't lying.
When she makes her crypto.
Yeah. She's going to rug us all.
She's going to reference us and rug us all.
Rug us all, bro. She's going to pump that coin and rug us. Because, when a child is just super adorable, they can get whatever they want out of you, man.
And if that's a $4,000 nest egg and generium, you're just gonna do it.
You're gonna pay up and you're gonna invest. All right.
And she promises she won't pull the rug.
Promises, bro. This is a surefire thing, bro. It's just a nest egg.
Yeah. So. So when it comes to like you guys know, I have my son. My son is very. He's 10 now, so he's like, we chill and we do our thing. He likes video games. He's really into, like gaming, really, Mm-hmm. He sees the Warhammer and he's like, those are my dad's toys. It's funny because he looks at us like, I don't know, when I was younger, like, my dad is like a blue collar guy, you know, he's got calluses on his hands and he's a rough man.
Yeah.
And so is my grandpa. My grandpa's a rough guy, you know.
Salt of the earth.
Yeah, and you know, they didn't have their own toys. They did when I finally started getting older. I remember my dad got us a PS2 and he's like, "This is my PS2 and you guys can play it." Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I remember that and I was like, "Oh, now my dad has cool toys."
Dad's got a hobby now.
So I could see, like, my son, he sees Warhammer like that. He's like, "That's my dad's stuff."
Yeah.
I don't really fuck with it. He's like, "Oh, it's kind of cool." I can see his friends, like, will come over and he'll, like, show them and they'll be like, "What is this?
Yeah.
That's so cool." And then he'll be like, "Do not touch that. Don't
Yeah.
mess with that. That's my dad's stuff." Like, it is cool, but just let it be. He's like, I've seen
It's
what
the most.
I've seen what it does to people's lives.
It's the most toy-like. That's not a toy thing on Earth, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You're like, you sure this isn't a toy? It looks just like an action figure.
Yeah.
You're like, no, that's not a toy. Don't touch it.
It's like, none of those parts you think they're gonna move, they don't move, and then when you try to move them, it makes my dad mad.
But that fantasy figurine is a very serious endeavor, worth a lot of money.
So that thing is older than you are. You need to put that down. So, you know, my son's he's a little bit older. He has a different perspective on it. He's painted, like, models and stuff with me, which, like, I think I referenced a little bit earlier, was really cool. In my, my competitive Sylvaneth list, I play my Dryads. I do always, when I compete in the tournaments, I bring the one he painted. He painted a Dryad for me, and it's, he was like 4 or 5 when he did it, so it's blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
Even for Dryads, it's blatantly obvious. A 4 or 5-year-old.
But it's got character, bro. That's got to be the champion.
It is the champion. That's exactly what it is. This is the champion. They're like, which one? You can see which one the champion is. They're like, okay.
That's awesome.
And it's fair. Yeah, I have that one, and I bring another unit, and it's my nephew painted that one. So it's really cool. For me, though, my son's a little bit older. He's able to, like, kind of keep to himself. Like, he's already doing his own thing. Half the time, he doesn't want me to be bugging him.
For sure.
How do you guys make time for, like, painting and getting hobbying done?
I pay for people to paint mine.
Yeah.
You're like,
Easiest
commission.
cop out, yeah.
It's called commission. You find a guy who's decent at painting, and you say, "Hey, I have $40 and 40 models."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a family and you have a career and you have a lot of obligation, there's nothing wrong with tapping into some resource, into some commission painting. You only have so many hours that you can devote to this thing, and lately we've all been on fire for playing the game.
Yep.
We want to play the game, so we'll take a commission. We'll take a favor painting. We'll take a subpar paint job from one of the kids. Get this damn thing battle ready because we want to play this thing.
Yep.
You're not wrong at all. You are not, that's dead on. I think you're 100% right.
For sure.
I mean, I'll build them, but I'm
trying to conscript. You know what I mean? Like, once my son gets old enough,
somebody's like, "Who
put him to work?"
Somebody's like, "Who painted this?" You're like, "My son," and they're like, "Oh, it looks very nice."
Wow, it's beautiful. Yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, I should get a bronze coin, right?" And they're like, "Yeah."
Only if you're competing against my club.
Like, shots. But yeah.
It is very sick though. So you guys, you mostly do some commissioning. Was there any models that you've been like really proud of that you showed them, and you showed your kid, and your kid was like, "Oh, that's cool."
My wife actually painted my Breaker Boss on my troll.
Oh, your favorite one?
Yeah, my
nice. Your wife painted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It is one of the nicer models in your army too.
Yeah.
So it just stands out. The color scheme is really nice. So yeah, I could see why you like that one.
I want it painted however it is on the box.
Oh, okay.
I like that. I feel
it's a box art guy. Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's like other things you can't control. Where it's like, maybe I'll change this accent or whatever. But it's like, yeah, I do want it to look
like people
like the traditional colors.
That'll paint the orcs freaking purple. Like,
yeah.
What the? They're not even orcs at that point.
Those are porks.
Porks.
Purple orcs.
Well, it's because they're super fast. Yeah.
No, that's red. I think purple's sneaky.
Oh, okay. They're super sneaky.
Yeah.
You ever seen a purple orc?
No, it's because they're blending in.
Nope. It's because they're so sneaky. Nice.
It's because they collectively believe that they're invisible, so they actually do become invisible.
Yeah. Their belief makes them invisible.
Right.
To all of us, including, me.
Now, I will say I got my Mork Marsh Pit painted based off of World of Warcraft.
That's cool.
Okay, very
From the
sick.
movie, like whenever
Yeah.
it turns everything green.
That's crazy. You've seen the World of Warcraft movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah, is it? I've watched part of it. Yeah, it is actually. It was a lot better than I expected. My fucking Wi-Fi crashed, and so I just never finished it. I do need to watch it, but
It's pretty good. Yeah, I feel like they did orcs really well. That's probably why you like the movie.
Yeah, I could see they did do the orcs.
They had a good depiction
They made
of
like
orcs,
they did like almost like heroes. Like,
Yeah.
of the orcs. Yeah. I did see that part. And I was like, oh, that's kind of sick. I like that a lot. Oh, speaking of, so when you're a Warhammer dad, obviously, you got Warhammer kids, you need a lady, right? To have the kids, got to have a lady. And you said like your girlfriend, she painted your Break-A-Boss?
Yeah, my
Or your
wife, she painted
yeah.
my Break-A-Boss, and she started my Swamp Call Shaman before my son, ingested the paint off of him. And
She did do it. You can't take that away from her.
Yes, and then she repainted him.
Yeah.
And then when I used to have some gut rippers, she painted some of my gut rippers too.
Very cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Allie has been a sweatshop worker for me many a time.
Jesse has put her to work, and I have watched this occur.
Yes, I will wake up one day and say, we're painting 20 Liberators today.
Yeah.
She'll go, Daddy, no. And I'll say, yes, all right, here's your pot of Retributor Gold. Here's your lead belcher silver. And I'm going to show you how to do this once, and then I want you to replicate it 14 more times. But yeah, so Allie, she has been super helpful for me. And, she was watching, my girlfriend watched me play the game so much that she was like, I want in. Then found the army she liked, and she bought in. And now she's over that army and wants a new army. So she's officially a Warhammer player.
Yeah,
she's officially a Warhammer player. She's like, I've played this army. I collected every model in the range. Now I'm over it.
She built it, painted it, played it, and now is ready for something new. So
Yep.
She is like a real Warhammer player.
Real Warhammer player, yeah. So
that's cool because me and you both come from like a similar background where like our girlfriends both play, like our ladies do.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my lady, we just celebrated our 12 years actually today. Yay!
Oh, yay! Congratulations.
Thank you. But yeah, she's really big into Warhammer. She's like a big like inspiring factor for me getting into Warhammer.
Yeah.
The only reason I got to play is because we were at another game store playing a different game. And I liked Warhammer, you know what I mean? But I was like, I can't justify spending that much money on toys. And then my girlfriend is like, those toys look cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you fucked
I'm in.
up.
Yeah.
Should I get some? Okay, let me just grab all of them.
Well, that's how it started, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm going to buy this Battle Force box for me, and then I'm going to buy you a Battle Force box, and I'm going to build and paint this, and she's going to build, and she built, and she painted a lot. Actually, I do most of the building. She paints quite a bit, though.
Yeah.
Casey's
Her painting is really good.
Casey's a very talented painter. She's...
Okay.
That was the first instance I ever saw like really good Age of Sigmar painting. You know what I mean? Because my whole experience was just me and you. And I like a fast paint job.
Yeah.
You like a earthy paint job with a really nice base. But she likes to go very fine detail, the finest creases. And she's playing Nurgle, which is all creases and pustules and little sores and little flesh tones. And she goes so into detail and takes so much time. It's the first time I ever saw really expertly painted Age of Sigmar models. I hope one day I get a chance to paint with Casey. It would be so much fun to paint with her.
We just gotta sit down and have a good painting session where all the kids and everybody's taken care of,
Yeah.
Where I'm super lucky and you're super lucky where we have our ladies to kind of help,
Yeah.
we get our time, which is very sick because I know a lot of dads and people don't get their own personal time. So we're very lucky that they let us have this, and they come through super heavy for us, when my son needs something, if I'm playing Warhammer, my lady takes care of it, bro.
Painting together is such a fun thing to do, for couples and for families.
It certainly is. You're 100% right.
Your boyfriend, your girlfriend, it doesn't matter. Even just a regular friend. You and I have sat there and painted and built together. It's just such a unifying thing to do. You get to be like, hey, look at this. Am I doing good? You're like, yeah, that looks great. You get to be positive with one another. It's such a great activity, and You know, I can't wait for the day that we have a little workshop going and we have all of our kids like painting their first model. That's going to be just so adorable. You know what I'm saying? We're like, all right, now you guys have to have a death match with them. Get your dice. No.
Now that you've assembled 500 points, we're going to play a game.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's become so exciting seeing just how far we're all taking this thing, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We get to not only do it ourselves, but drag our wives and girlfriends and our kids and our whole families, and we get to build our not only identity around this freaking crazy hobby, but we get to build our whole community around it. And it's just so exciting. You know, everybody is always chatting in the Discords, like, you know, about their daily lives, about their desires in the hobby, about what army's next or what list is next, or, you know, you never have to like let your mind wander too long before you're hearing somebody talking about Age of Sigmar. Yeah. We used to feel so alone in this thing. You know, because
it was just me and you for so long.
Yeah.
Now it's one of those, like, I remember right before Scourge of Aachen came out, the Discord seemed like a little slow, you know, like, and even then everybody was still talking. And everybody was still doing Warhammer, but we're all waiting for the next new thing.
Yeah.
And the second it hit, bro, it got super busy.
Yes.
And you could see, like, what's really cool is when you could see, like, I love when you see the other couples out there doing it. Like, you see Brad and Kaylee out there, and they're working and, like, doing their thing together, painting. I hear always about different couples who are like, I mean, these are my models, but, like, you know, my girlfriend painted this, or my boyfriend painted this, or, you know, whatever. Like you said, your girlfriend painted, like, your favorite hero, which, you know, very sick.
I think of Sigmar power couples like Joel and Erica, where they've got so many armies, they've got so much experience.
That's crazy. So I love to see all the different couples and the different families kind of, like, line up. But, you know, when you have, like, when you have, like, family, you know, you have, like, different, like, obligations, different things you got to get to. You know, everybody's got jobs and school. And different kind of nonsense that you got to get done, you know. And then when it comes down to it, like, you have to put time for putting in a game, right?
Yeah.
This is one of those hobbies where it's like, yeah, I'm just going to go play. Like, there's no real quick.
Yeah.
We're not playing real quick.
Yeah.
No.
When you play Warhammer, or when you play Magic the Gathering, we can play real quick. Do you want to play standard? Well, me and you can get a standard game done in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Even if you're brand new, we can get it done. With Warhammer, there is no real quick. You know.
No.
Even prepping and getting the game, we went and played yesterday, right? Casey went and played. I think she said 3 Commander games. You know, it was only a 3-person pod. By the time we got like halfway through turn 1, you know what I mean? I remember she came over and I was like, we barely finished deploying.
To ask Magic to keep you occupied as long as Warhammer would is a tall order. There better be some interesting Magic interactions going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah. You know, for
Warhammer, it's so much prep, it's so much setup, it's so much talking out what your shit does. It's a literal hangout, bro. It's a hangout that necessitates no less than 4 to 5 hours.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes longer than that.
Right? I'm like, how can I be a family man? How can I raise my family and become endeared to them if I'm gone 12 to 16 hours a week playing Warhammer? You just drag them along.
Yeah.
You force them to love it.
You make them go with you.
You're going to like it whether you do or
They're like,
not.
oh, your models are painted. They're not so consistent. You're like, that's okay. They're all painted.
They're all pretty
Your kids over there is like, my fingers hurt, Dad.
That's too damn bad.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Yeah, exactly.
That's too damn bad. Dad needs 120 clan rats by next Wednesday.
It's not my fault they posted the GT late. But, you know, like, trying to get games scheduled and time together, you know, after a certain point it becomes more like a spontaneous thing where it's like, hey, let's play, as opposed to, like, this is going to be an event now that we kind of schedule, you know? How does that like work for you guys?
Well, with the player pool being so deep now, and so many ways to play, and so many people to play, I feel like you can set up a game within a few hours' notice nowadays. But yes, nice. Definitely, if you have a family, a career, a loved one, you need to give. I say within like 48 to 72 hours notice. Like, hey, are you free on this day at this location? You know, it's like almost setting up like an appointment, right?
Yeah. Like, well, it's one of those things where, like, especially when you become like a family guy and a dad, you know, like, you got to tap into like your resources and your community. And I think a big part of that, especially for us out here, is Discord, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Everybody, like, we all schedule all our games through Discord.
Oh yeah.
If you're a dad and you play Warhammer and you're looking for friends, download fucking Discord.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Every game store you go to, I promise you, all of them have Discord servers where you join and you meet people. And then you can make friends that way. I've made all of my friends in the last 2 years through Discord, playing Warhammer with them. Where, hey, I'm going to go play on this day. And then, you know, everybody's like, hey, Fridays everybody goes plays. Tuesday everybody goes plays. Remember at J&J, every Tuesday was Spearhead Day.
And this hobby is appealing to the older generation, you know, the dads of the Dadhammer, you know, the moms of Momhammer. You know, people and you know who may have missed Discord on their way up. You know what I mean? Discord didn't really become prevalent until like the last 10 years. You know, it's been around. It's been around forever, believe it or not.
You know, it's
I remember using it when it was really rudimentary. Remember that?
Yes.
Before where it is now, where it was like literally like green, you were online, yellow, you were busy, red, you were offline.
I felt like you were like, it was almost felt like you were doing something bad, like when you're on here, like, this is like a spy thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a spy. Yeah.
But now that you can like get into servers with channels and they're all tied to different things, you know, Rolling Recklessly has a podcast server. It's just cool. Like, there's these people that I've never seen in the flesh, but you know, I feel close to them just from being in the Discord together.
Yeah, because you just talk to them on Discord, right?
Yeah, and you know, they're liking and you know reacting to all of your Age of Sigmar stuff. So you're like, this person's cool. They like the way I painted this.
I remember before Discord there was a TeamSpeak.
Oh, I remember TeamSpeak.
Yeah.
That was a big CSGO thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Everybody played CSGO and Battlefield, like the original Battlefields.
They're played on TeamSpeak.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do remember that was very competitive, and that did feel like you were doing, like we're on the pirate band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're doing bad. We're bad boys.
That'd be a good name for your Age of Sigmar team. TeamSpeak.
TeamSpeak. All right, yeah, that's good. All right. I see it. I like it.
And not as good as Rolling Recklessly.
Definitely
not. Team Reckless is number one. Team Reckless number one.
Yeah. Reckless number one. Definitely a real team. So for you guys, you said Jesse, you're thinking what 72 hours is like the kind of like.
Yeah, you want to give like 48 hours and 72 hours notice. You know, Discord, texting. Whatever you got to do, give yourself enough time to set it up because you want to be prepared. You want to give yourself enough time. You don't want to feel hurried. That's the really crummy part about this game is like very rarely are you going to get to play all 5 battle rounds. A lot of times the game goes in a way where like it's just not worth it to one player to go all 5 battle rounds. But you know, even just to ask somebody, okay, we're going to play all 5 battle rounds, top of the turn to the bottom of the turn, uninterrupted. When they do the battle reports on YouTube, it looks so easy and so fast. Yeah. But, you know, in reality, it's like, you know, if we got this game done in 3.5 to 4 hours, we did good.
Yep. That's exactly right. We're right on time, actually. Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just thinking about my kids growing older, getting bigger, getting facial hair. Yep. And I'm rolling dice. and I'm arguing rules. And I'm telling Robert, it can't be a 2-up. It's unrendable. But you know, it just reminds me that you know you start to miss your family a little bit. You're like, I'm gonna go home. You know, you've been in those long GTs. You've been in those long.
I can't wait to go home and cuddle.
Yeah.
I miss my.
Exactly.
The first thing they ask, "Did you win, Dad?" And you're like, "No."
Oh,
God, come here.
That's the most crushing feeling, and especially like. So my son is older now, and it's. I'll be honest, I've been super lucky. You know, we've been training, we've been working hard, so like. I get the wins. Like, yeah. I get a frequent enough amount of wins, but there's enough times where like I'll come home and like, you know, my son will see me and I come in like I'm a very chipper guy anyways, and he's like, "Nice, did you win?" And I can see he wants to hype me up, and I'm like, "No, sorry, son. Dad got tabled. Dad got tabled on the top of turn 2. Dad should not have ran those Croxagores in right away. He maybe should have waited a turn or 2 later.
Yeah, your dad went out in a fiery blaze of glory, son.
They all smacked hard. They did great. He could have been a little more patient.
Yeah, for sure.
But I know for me and Jesse, you know, me and him, you know, we're dads. We're very lucky. We obviously have like great support systems at home. You know, Jesse's got a great family at home. I have a great family at home. We wouldn't be able to be here without them. You know?
For sure, yeah. And they all support this thing, you know what I mean? Like your mom, my mom, they know about Warhammer. They buy us Warhammer. Yeah. They encourage our Warhammer. They're like, you guys playing Warhammer again? Yep. They know it's our personalities. They know it's this thing that ties us together.
Or like what like 50-plus-year-old parents are like, yeah, my like 40-year-old kid likes to play with these toys and I
plastic models.
Yeah, he likes to sit here and paint and do like it's almost like crafting and hobbying, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, that's sick. I'm very lucky and blessed to be in the situation I'm in. I know, Jesse, you're in the very same.
Yeah, I'm very blessed by my family and my friends and my peers and my community. It allows me to, you know, make this podcast. It allows me to play my games regularly. It allows me to go out and compete. It's a great hobby to have if you have limited time and you need to like really harness it. You know what I mean? Let's say you have 12 hours a week you can spend freely doing what you want. If you can spend like 5 or 6 of that playing Warhammer, you're pretty fortunate, right?
Yep. Exactly.
And Warhammer's this thing where like, at least for me, win, lose, or draw, it's rewarding just learning this complex thing. You know what I mean? The more you get out of your battle tome, you know, the more that you start to memorize, you know, attack profiles and abilities.
Yep.
And it starts to feel, you know, when you can start putting that phone down, put the app away, put the book away.
You can just play without pulling out the app. It's fucking crazy.
It's just so rewarding. And you know what I mean? And it's almost like you're studying for this like theoretical test that you may or may not ever take. You know what I'm saying? I know I've built lists that never saw the light of day, and I know that I've played lists that shouldn't.
Yep, I know that list.
So what I was saying though is me and Jesse, you know, we're very lucky. We get to play about a game a week at least.
At least.
At least that's kind of like a bad week for us, is we only got to play one game.
Yeah.
You know, for you, I know you're a new dad. You got 2 brand new young babies.
I'm lucky if I get 1 game a week.
I do. How do you schedule it? Like, what are you trying to get? Like, what are you looking at? Like, for you, what's a realistic like schedule for you? Are we looking at like 2 games a month? Are we looking at a game every 3 months? Are we looking at a game a year?
I'm looking right now. It's probably gonna be 2-3 games a month.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
My schedule is about to be. I'm gonna be on the road driving for 2 weeks at a time. So I won't even be home to be able to see my family.
Man,
let alone have time to play Warhammer, except the 2 days I get off.
Tough.
So yeah, it's gonna be difficult, but you know, I gotta keep it positive, and I'm gonna push through it, and I'm still gonna get games in.
Well, especially if you can go grind, bro, and make money and take care of your family, you know.
Yep.
You're still a young dude, and the nice thing is you have plenty of time right now where you can sit here and grind and push this through and fucking make sure that, like, you set yourself up now. Because when you're my age, you're going to appreciate that. You know what I mean? Because you're going to be like, oh, nice. Now I can sit here and chill with my kids. They're a little bit older. I can sit here and spend time with, like, my wife.
And nothing
get to go do stupid, dumb things like me and Jesse get to do. Where we fucking sit here and paint and get, like, a great time. You know, he'll come over with the Skaven Tide box, and we'll chill for 10 hours and crush it. You know what I mean?
I might have to do that to Robert with the Ogre Mod Tribe box here soon. I might just show up with it and be like, we have to have all of these ogres built soon.
Built and painted.
And he's like,
oh no, babe. Did you hear that? Oh no.
Oh no.
I might have to hang out with Jesse and build ogres. Oh no.
Yeah. I need a destruction army. Yeah. And it's just It's just so enticing.
You heard that? We have to do that.
Yeah. But yeah, Tanner, like you know.
Once I get my schedule, you know, I'll definitely be sending it to you guys so you guys know
Good.
what days I'm off.
We
Yeah,
can sit down, chill with us. You know what I mean? We'll have hobby days and hangout days.
Yep.
It's a lot of this.
The good news is too
We do this a lot.
when you start new employment and you're about to get new income and you're already well off into your army, it makes it exciting because now you can just truly focus on getting the units that you want. You know, paying the commissions so to get your army finished and battle ready. So yeah, you know, super proud of you. I'm glad that things are working out for you in the trucking industry. And what a good job to have if you're going to get into painting models and buying models.
Definitely, because you're gonna have some free time.
You know, and I might even, you know, if I buy some more models, which I know I will.
Absolutely, we're all sick.
It's literally the trap.
I'll probably buy like a little paint thing and start painting again. And not paying somebody, you know. Stuff
just like a mobile painting kit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially in a truck, you have plenty of space to move. Especially if you're in the one that's like has the 2 people.
I know, as a busy dad, I'm like looking at all my stuff that needs to be painted, and I'm like, why don't I just start with the little foot hero? You know, that Liege Mortec needs to be painted up. Let me just start small.
yeah. I think whenever I have like a painting like dry spell, I do that. So what I do is I'll find like a little hero where it's like. It's a small victory I can get and I'll feel good.
Yes.
Especially if I can get it painted, right? I'll feel decent. And then when I have it based and it's painted, I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go. I can do this again. Give me 20 clan rats. Just kidding.
Yeah. You know, let's set some dad hobby goals. All right. I'm gonna commit to doing my Liege Mortec and my crawler, my catapult, my trebuchet.
Please.
As Hawkins so accurately corrected me. That is a bone trebuchet, and I'm like, you are a scholar
and a gentleman.
And a gentleman. Yeah, I think I will commit to that. What about you? You got something you can commit to, Tanner?
Yeah, I am getting committed to painting my Weird Brute Rekkas and my Brutes.
Okay.
Nice.
That is my goal.
We can get on board with that. That's not too hard to do. That's you know, that's some infantry, some battle line orcs. What about you, Robert?
I think I'm gonna have to do either. We're gonna do Agrodon Lancers. I'm gonna do
cavalry.
The reinforced Agrodon Lancers unit. I'll get
Big
all
projects.
6 of those done.
Nice.
And I feel confident in that because one unit is already primed really well.
Yes.
The other one is based, or it's not primed, but it's very easy for me to prime.
Sure.
We're fortunate enough where we live in Arizona where it's
dries instantly.
Yeah, exactly. It's hot, so we don't have to worry about like the coldness of like the primer cans, like where you're like, oh, you should heat it up with it. Like, nope. We just go outside and you can prime and it's 100% fine as long as it's not windy. And I'm like very, very blessed to be in a situation where it's like, oh, we've got a solid paint setup in my house, especially for priming with you know, the workstation on the side. So I'm super lucky. But I think I'm gonna go with the Agrodon Lancers, or the big Raptors. You know what I'm talking about? The Saurus Riders, not the Skinks, but I'm gonna do those.
Nice. You know, I like that.
I played the game with them last, and I really enjoyed it, and I loved it.
The unit's there to stay.
Yep, they're gonna stay. In fact, like with the way my game worked out, I think I'm gonna do more. I think I'm gonna take some other stuff out and add more of them. They've been a lot of fun. But as far as like you know, I love that fucking hobby goals, dad hobby goals. I like that. What are we thinking we're gonna get it done by? When are we looking at?
I'm thinking we have it done by Labor Day.
When is Labor Day?
September the 4th, I think.
So we're at August 1st?
Yeah. Hold on. What about like October?
2 months?
September, October.
Yeah.
Let's get it done. Let's get it done before October 1st.
All right, 60 days.
That? Is that fair? That's fair.
That's right. And we want to see it in the rolling. We want to see it in the Rolling Recklessly.
Yeah, post it in the chat. Yeah. You have to post it in chat. Is when you're done.
I will.
I'm gonna post some Agrodon Lancers.
I'll have the Liege Mortec and the Mortec Crawler. So.
What about you? And you're going? What are you doing?
Rekkas and Brutes.
Rekkas and my Brutes.
How many models is that?
6 plus 5.
Let's get it.
11.
All right.
11 models, and I have one foot hero and then a big trebuchet. So it's literally a tiny model and then a huge one.
I like that a lot. But you know, Fatherhood changes the amount of time that we can really give Warhammer, but it also changes what time actually means. A game becomes an opportunity to reconnect with friends, painting becomes a quiet moment after a long day, and a tournament becomes something that you genuinely appreciate, that you know what had happened at home to make it possible.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, the models we're desperately trying to protect from these tiny little hands might become something we share with those kids. So, I want to close this part of the conversation with one question for each of us. When your children eventually look back at Dad's playing Warhammer, what do you hope they remember, Tanner?
Me saying,
Whoa! So appropriate.
I love it. Jesse, how about you?
For me, I want them to hear all my friends saying, "You saved that? How?"
Yeah, it's like, Dad, your numbers are like statistically inflated.
Yeah.
Why is it all of your friends think that you cheated this game?
I have found a new high in Age of Sigmar. It's like, yes, it feels great to hit with force and clear a unit, but have you ever blocked 78% of somebody's attack? It's exhilarating, you know what I mean? It's exhilarating, you know what I mean? There's nothing like, I think recently the rattling guns, when Josiah was playing me, dumped 5 shots into me. You know, I saved all but 5 and it did 5 damage into the unit.
Yeah, I remember coming over just in time to see that roll.
Yeah,
and I
5 up ward,
he was hyped, rolling
4
it,
up save.
throwing it down, and I was like, oh, I bet your brain gets a dopamine hit when they're like, well, you're saving on 4 ups, and you said, okay. Boom, 4 ups.
Hitting. You know what I love about Warhammer is that a 6 will always save your ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A 6 will save your ass. As long as you can save, a 6 will save your ass.
As long as you got a ward.
Yeah. As long as you got a ward, a 6 will save your ass.
What about you, Grizzly? What do you want your son to say?
Yeah.
I want him to see the time and investment that I committed to doing something, and hope that he can take away that hey man, if I really am trying to do something and build something, I can do it. Because I saw my dad take these stupid toys that he spends all his time painting with and playing with, and he got to build this community and make all these friends and all these connections and got to have all these great fun opportunities, and I hope he sees that and he's like, cool, I saw my dad do that, I know I can do that.
Recently, Baz said to me, it was like, you going to play Warhammer again? Yeah. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, when are you not playing Warhammer? And I was like, am I playing too much Warhammer? But then I go to bed at night and I'm like, I want to play more Warhammer.
Yep.
I will literally just finish a game with Tanner and been like, why couldn't we play 2?
Well, you look at the time and you're like,
God.
I guess it's only 10:40.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine if we were given just free reign to play Warhammer for 24 to 48 hours? I feel like we would stay up that whole time playing Warhammer.
Yep.
Well, remember, I don't know, I remember being 16, 17 before I had a kid.
Yeah.
Wife, or you know what I mean? Responsibilities, bro. And I could go, and me and my friends would go skateboard and cause problems. You know what I mean? Go do that. And dude, what if I would have taken that time and committed to Warhammer?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm fully painted armor right now.
I'd be sick. I'd have several armies. I'd be a legend.
I used to play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Underground 2 until I saw the sunlight coming through the crack in the window, and I'm like, wait, is it daylight?
then you hear your dad getting up for work, farting and grunting and shit. You know, he goes, "What are you doing up?
You still playing that Nintendo?" Yeah, Dad.
Yeah.
So you guys ever leave your Warhammer stuff out all night? You were working on it on the table all night, and it's still there the next day. And you're like, dang, I really need this table to eat. I really need it to hang out. I need this space. But it's just staging ground for Warhammer models.
Yeah. No, especially in my room, especially once we start setting up to paint. I don't have a section where it's just set up to paint always.
For sure.
I have to sit down and set it all up.
Yeah,
you know
set up and break down.
And it's one of those once I set it up, I don't like to break it down.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Once I break it down, I don't like to set it up.
It's like base camp. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
I'm coming here to rest, not work again.
Yeah. And then it's one of those sections where it's like, oh, cool. Like, I'm here. I have my spot built up. It's like, I'm going to smash out like 20 of these models right now.
Gee.
That's what I'm going to do before October 1st, right? I'm going to smash out at least 6 Agrodon Lancers.
That's right. Agrodon Lancers, Brutes and Rekkas, and my Liege Mortek and my Mortek Crawler. These are all pretty big projects. This is a big commitment.
Then we got you with what? Rekkas and Brutes?
Yep.
Rekkas and Brutes is going to be all posted on the Discord.
Yes, sir.
On our honor as Dadhammer Dads.
Yeah, as Dadhammer Dads.
Yeah, the Dadhammer Dad Oath. You know, if you're listening to this and you want to get in on the Dadhammer Oath, pledge a model for October 1st. We want to see it in our Discord.
Yep.
Yeah. But I think that's going to be it for this episode of Dadhammer.
Hold on, Grizzly. In commemoration of Dadhammer episode, I've got something I need to ask you.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it, Scarecrow.
Genova, aka Jeans, has become quite fond of old Grizzly, guys, and it's been there since conception and birth, right there. And I could think of no honor to bestow than for my boy here, Grizzly, to be the godfather for Genova. What do you say?
I would actually love that. I'd be super honored for that.
Dap me up, buddy.
Let's go, bro. Let's
love
go.
you, man.
I love it, man. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Of course, brother.
I do love that. I spend a lot of time with your family.
Yes.
And especially Jeans has been there. I know since Allie was pregnant with her, you know what I mean? She's been hearing me and you sitting there obsessing over Warhammer, bro, for 9 months before she even came out.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I know she does.
Yes.
Because we've gone and played and competed for hours with her both strapped to our chest, passing her back and forth since she's been born. You know what I mean? It's literally been like the thing, and it's crazy how
I'm like, I got to make these Croxagore saves. Will you hold Genova? You're like, I got to.
It's just crazy how acceptable she is with it. Like, she just tolerates us, and it's like one of those like, you're gonna be a very patient baby.
Think about this. Aside from you and I, Genova's probably spent the most time in the Reckless room.
Yeah, 100%. That's 100%. She's been in the Reckless room.
She's been in the Reckless room.
She's been with us at the game stores. You know what I mean? She's always been chilling with us. So I would love that honor, man. Thank you, Scarecrow.
I'm honored to have you, brother. I could think of no other guardian.
I love that, man. So I think that is the great way to close out this Dadhammer episode. Before we close out, we got any shout outs here? I know, you've got family, I've got families.
Let's hear from Tanner first.
Tanner, let's hear your shout outs.
I just want to say thanks to my wife for all the support that she's given me.
Absolutely.
Without her, I wouldn't be able to play most of the games I've gotten to play,
Yeah.
So,
shout out Warhammer Wives.
Warhammer Wives are the best, bro.
If it's not for you, we don't get to be there. So I know we're kind of mean and grumpy, but thank you. We love you.
Warhammer Wives, girlfriends, and boyfriends. Just, you guys, you're special. You sit there. You watch us play this stupid game, you roll your eyes, you patiently wait till we get you something to eat and take you home. And we love you for that, so I love the shout outs of the wife, brother.
Good shout outs. How about you, Jesse? You got any shout outs for us?
All right, so let me shout out everybody I've played recently. Griffin, Tanner, Josiah. I love all of you guys. You're all great opponents. You're all adept players. I'm learning so much. I've taken, since Scourge have actually started, I've taken this new GHB as a time to play casually and to kind of dial back and play more friendly games. And I appreciate everybody who has met me at that level and who has supported me on that. Shout out to Allie, my girlfriend and, mother of Genova. Shout out Genova. I can't wait till you are older and you can go back and listen to this and be like, I was there.
She was.
I was there making sure they bought the coin.
So do you hear that entropic screech in the back?
Yeah.
That was me.
There's a signature. Those aren't crows in the transition. But yeah, shouts to that. I want to shout out to Chris and Skylar over at Hobby Forge. Chris is running the Path to Glory. And again, that's another Warhammer dad. had a little one at our game, and shouts out to you, brother. Shouts out to Hobby Forge and their new success and the new location. Can't wait to game it out over there.
We can't wait to play there. We are very, very, very hyped to make our point and make our mark at Rolling Recklessly at the new Hobby Forge.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. And shouts out to the original Team Reckless, like Casey and Robert, baby. Like, you guys got me into this hobby, and we wouldn't all be here without you guys. So, shouts out to you guys. I love you guys so much.
Love you too, man.
This journey has just been amazing. But what about you? Who you got to shout out?
I got a couple shout outs. Big shout out, man, Griffin. Thank you for reaching out and putting the time in and playing with me. After that, after our game, we talked over, and you really helped me correct some moves and see some things. So big shout out to you, man. Thanks for reaching out and playing with us. Big shout out, like Jesse said, Hobby Forge, man. I am so hyped for you guys to get your new big room opened. Mm-hmm. I'm so hyped to go. Our boy Tanner is playing there all the time. We have a lot of friends on the west side now, and that's going to be a great spot for us to go play at.
A booming community deserves a bigger showroom, deserves a bigger play space. That nobody is more deserving than Dorian Gray and the team over there at Hobby Forge.
Yep, you guys are very sick, and I'm super hyped. I've been waiting, so I can't wait for it to actually happen. Big shout out to Warhammer couples, man. Without the wives, without you guys, this doesn't work for us.
No.
We're very lucky. So shout out to you guys. Big shout out, to my wife, Casey. Mm-hmm. It's our 12th year anniversary. It's crazy to think that I've spent so much time with one person. And I'm super lucky and very blessed to be in the position I'm in with the woman that I'm with. So shouts out to you, my love.
Absolutely.
Shout out to my son Radke. This episode obviously been about Dadhammer.
Yeah.
Without Radke, I'm not dad, so no Dadhammer for me without him. Shout out to him. I'm super excited. He's finally getting at the age where it's he's wanting to do all the fun complex stuff with me. So it's sick. You're getting onto all the fun games, and I cannot wait to get you into Warhammer. When you finally see what all this is, bud, when you see how much time I'm putting into this, I cannot wait for you to join.
I've gotten Rowan and Gabriel, shouts out to my kids, I've gotten them both to play Spearhead. They love it. You know what I mean? Yep. So I couldn't get Eva to do it.
Yeah, I know Gabe was real into it.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna get him.
We're gonna get Gabe into it.
He's gonna be in with us in no time. I know it's
not Nighthawk.
No, we're inches away from getting Gabe to play with us.
The carrots on the stick.
I can already see it. The trap is set.
Yeah,
and it's you already got him the Spearhead. It's you're for sure gonna be.
And he took to magic like a duck to water.
That's exactly. That's what it's you're coming right in with us, bro. I can see you're gonna chill with us. Yeah.
I do have one last shout out.
Yes.
Thank you guys for letting me come and be on the podcast.
Oh yes.
And thank you guys for just being there.
Tanner, I'm so glad that you decided to come back and play Warhammer. The scene needs people like you. It needs players who are learning, who are real and down to earth. Not every player is this hyper competitive person. Not every player is some just scrub at the game. I really like how Tanner is just evolving every time we play, and his understanding of his army, which is complex, is evolving. Love having you on this ride. I'm glad you get to do this episode with us, Tanner. I hope that we get as many games as possible in your new career. And you have our support, whether it's one game a month or one game a year. We'll be ready. We'll get it done.
We'll have you, bro. We'll have you. Thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah,
I'm happy you got to take the time out of your day. I know, I try to make it fun when we do this, when we schedule this thing. So I'm hoping I was a good host, so, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. I know your wife came over, you got the kids and everything, and I know you got the family here, so I appreciate that you guys took the time out of your day where you can come and sit here and bullshit with me and Jesse for a few hours, hang out, eat some food, talk some Warhammer.
Just never forget about Duncan, all right?
Lesson learned is we gotta be careful with Duncan. Before we close out, though, Joe, definitely check us out on our Discord, the Rolling Recklessly Discord. We're on Instagram at rolling_recklessly_podcast, where you can find the links to everything. We're on YouTube, Spotify, everywhere. Discord.
Yep.
Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, we're on there. So come check us out. Come talk to us. We're always looking for more guests. We're always looking for more content. And we definitely love seeing the families, seeing the dads, man.
Yeah.
So shout out to all the dads of Dadhammer.
Yeah, dads of Dadhammer, stand up. This one is for you. You know what I mean? Go ahead and pull the 3-inch banger out of the fanny pack and make sure you're in combat range because this one is for you boys. And it's like Grizzly said. There's no other community like a Warhammer community. It gets really tight knit. People know that there's limited time, and so that limited time is spent with one another, and we start to appreciate each other. You know, I think of all the amazing Warhammer couples that we know.
Yep.
Ben and Bree, Erica and Joel, Brad and Kaylee. You know what I mean? Just amazing couples who are playing the game. You know, and it's just such a togetherness that we're experiencing, and I hope it just continues. And through this GHB, through the end of the edition, I hope this hobby that we're all obsessed with just continues to be the glue that unifies us all. What do you boys say?
I love it. I'm in for it. I'm in for it.
And with that, Grizzly, take us out the only way you know how.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. May your crits be high, your paint never dry, and your rolls ever reckless.
Hell yeah.
Welcome to rolling recklessly where the battle lines meet the sky. May your crits be high, may your pain never dry, and your rolls be ever reckless. Your rolls be ever reckless. Roll 'em if you got 'em.